This video expands on the register pop-up and user registration workflow demonstrated in a separate video, and I'll be showing how to add in the other side of register, which is allowing a user to log in. So let's go into the UI builder, and I'm instead going to call this register and login because we're only going to use one pop-up element, and I'm going to be using custom states to control what elements are displayed. So I'm going to group these into a column and get my spacing back between them. And so this one is register, and then I'm just going to copy and paste, and this one's going to be login. Okay, and I'm then going to build the workflow for login, and to make that a little bit easier, I'm going to add login to these two fields here, because otherwise they're going to appear as login, not logo. Otherwise they're going to appear with the same name in the workflow editor. So when login is clicked, user log the user in. There we go, so that would be useful. And then the easiest thing to forget, we're going to hide the popover. So element actions. There we go. Let's see what that looks like so far. If I click register, it's going to show both at the same time, which is not ideal. Also, I think that I need to have a login button as well. So I've just copied and pasted it, and this header row is set up to kind of have the equal space between each element. So if I want to group these two on the right hand side, I put them both in a row. I then get rid of the minimum width to content, and then let's put a little bit of spacing in. Go. Now, which one was my first one? When you copy and paste using the shortcuts on the keyboard, it doesn't copy and paste the workflows. If you want to copy and paste the workflows, you have to copy through the menu here. So as not to repeat myself, that is my register, and this is my login. And I need to create a workflow here. So this will be also show popover and login. But I'm still going to get both sets of fields rather, showing at the same time. So I need to use a custom state. So to add a custom state to an element, we'll click on the eye icon here and create custom state. And you could do this at least one of two ways. One way would be to use a text field, and then you input into the text field login or register. Another would be to use like a boolean, a yes no. I'm going to go with boolean because it can be a little bit frustrating to use a text field for something that can be one thing or another, particularly register or login, because you can have slightly different terms. Like you could have sign up as well as register, and if you don't input the exact same text value each time, it's not going to work. So instead, I'm going to go with is login. Yes. And then add some conditional statements here. So when pop-up login is login, then okay. Again, different ways of approaching this. I'm going to have it so that both sets are not visible on page load, and then it will only load in the one that I want. Now you can kind of approach this from either side. This is just how I like to do it. So I'm going to have it load in not visible, and then display if is login. No, because that would mean that it's register, and then element is visible. And in order for there not to be loads of white space, I'm going to tick this box too, and then basically do the opposite here. So I don't want it visible unless the conditional statement is activated. Collapse when hidden. Login, and this time is yes. Element is visible. Brilliant. Okay, one last thing I need to do is on the button workflows, set that custom state. So set state, and then of my popover is login. So this, because this is register, is login is no. And then on my login button, I'm going to go set state is login is yes. So now if I click register, I get my registration fields and my register button. And if I click login, I get my login fields and my login button. Now there's one final thing I'm going to add, is it can be really nice to give your users the choice that if they've accidentally clicked the wrong button, you give them a way to resolve that. So I'm going to put a button that is using a text element down the bottom saying, like, are you already a user, or do you need to register? So the common term for this is something like already have an account, login. Okay, and then actually I'm going to do it the other way around. So that's going to be don't have an account, register, and then change that text to already have an account, login. So this, I only want to show this text when login is yes. Is login yes. Let's check that, because it can be a little bit fiddly getting your head around the two different states. So register, I think I've done it the wrong way around, haven't I? Yes, I've done it the wrong way around. Instead I'm going to change that to no. I'm going to have that blank, because then I'm not going to cause myself confusion. Popover is login yes text. So already have an account, login, need an account, register. I mean, you've just seen what I was saying, that it is easy to get the two mixed up, get the yes/no statements wrong. So there we go. Register, already have an account, login, needs an account, register. So let's then get clicking on this to change the custom state. So I'm going to have when popover is login is yes. I then set the custom state to no. And then I'm going to copy and paste this because I need the inverse to happen. So when is no, change it to yes. And if this has all worked, it should let me, when you have the popover open, let me toggle between them.